episode of the Paranormal Journals right here on Black Mass Paranormal. So as you can see, I am back at the house in the studio, but I'm also working on putting together some videos. Yesterday, I received an email from one of my subscribers. His name is Jeffrey. And Jeffrey, I really appreciate you sharing this story with me. Man, that's what makes this channel awesome. That's why I like doing what I do. So Jeffrey sends me this message about an incident that happened to his son, who was a former flight medic in the Army in Kuwait. And this kind of hit me in a special place because being formerly in the Army, I know medics. Medics are a different breed of people. And the one thing medics do is they are just straightforward. And every medic that I met was not a bullshitter. If they were told you a story, that's what happened. And they are just really fascinating people. Not to mention, they're the type of people who are willing to go out, in the line of battle to save their buddy and not be concentrating on the dude that's shooting at you. So it takes a very special breed of person to be a medic, especially a flight medic. But anyway, so Jeffrey had said that this one incident occurred outside of his home, and we're just going to say North Carolina for now, because you all know me. I'm going to go out. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to see what's actually there. And with this story, it's probably going to get really dangerous. So I don't want to put this location out there yet because it's going to be dangerous. So Jeffrey's son said that one day he had got dispatched to go pick up a man that was leaning against a pole on the side of the road. Now, this is a pretty rural area. This isn't something that you're normally going to see. So Jeffrey's son gets in the helicopter. They head out to pick up this man, from their understanding, severely wounded on the side of the road. So Jeffrey's son picks this individual up and gets him into the helicopter. Jeffrey's son describes this man as being extremely unhealthy, that he has severe case of exposure, basically. He's covered in ticks, and there is a very strange abnormality with his body. One thing that was highlighted 3 times, he said, with this individual's chart was severely inbred. So this man that they had just picked up off the side of the road, the one thing that they do know is that this individual has been living out in the woods and is dealing with an inbred type of situation. So as they're working on him, they get him to the hospital. His son later finds out that this man has actually contracted a disease that you get from consuming human flesh. Now, immediately I jumped on the Google and started to try to research what disease that, or if you could actually get a disease from consuming human flesh. And I found in Papua New Guinea, up to 2004, there is a disease that is called kuru. Now, I might be mispronouncing it, but sorry, it is what it is. This particular disease is actually contracted from consuming a protein in the human brain. So kuru in Papua New Guinea was pretty widespread for a long time. It was a disease that the inhabitants would contract as a result from consuming the human body from a funeral ritual. So the big question is how did this severely inbred individual contract a disease that we thought was pretty much gone and not even really a part of the United States, but it was a part, we have evidence that this disease exists in Papua New Guinea. So I started researching more, and there was actually a case about this in 2005, which really validates to me this story. So we got a flight medic that was active during Kuwait. He gets out of the military. He starts working at his local, EMT service. Obviously, he's qualified. He can handle the wilderness. Former Army. This is kind of like a perfect fit for him. And then he goes and he picks up this individual on the side of the road. So, what is interesting about this situation is that if you speak to any Tennessee moonshiner, they are going to tell you to avoid the border between the Tennessee and North Carolina side. There is essentially just a strip right through there where bad things happen. Whether it's a result of the equipment malfunctioning or having bad run-ins with mountain men. Now, this is a very taboo subject for us that live in the Appalachias. A lot of people do not want to talk about this because I guess they feel it makes us look bad. But the reality is, the stories of these feral people have been part of our culture since the beginning. I mean, anybody who has lived in the Appalachias, we kind of talk about like inbred situations or just men going off into the wilderness to live. It's a pretty common occurrence. But what we don't know is what happens to those individuals once they are out there for an extended period of time. And that's what I'm trying to find out. So this is a very unique case in which a highly credible individual not only claims to have seen one of these feral people, but actually treated them medically. That highlighted in the chart, severely inbred. There's documentation of this disease happening in the United States. So what I am going to do is I am going to go out to these locations and I'm going to look and see what happens and see what I find. So I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas. Those of you all who do not celebrate Christmas, I hope you all have a fantastic holiday. So guys, in case you haven't seen, I'm rocking some of the new merch. This is my Beard of Adventure design. If you all haven't seen it, check it out. I'm working on some new designs. The holidays kind of slowed me up. Doing these other investigations, getting them edited, getting everything else, it's just a lot of time consuming. Also, I've been dealing with some other stupid issue with some scammers that are just awful people. But anyway, so guys, I hope you all enjoyed this journal entry, and things are gonna probably start to get a little bit crazy, because as I dive deeper and deeper, I'm getting new information constantly sent to me, and I'm gonna go out and I'm going to investigate it. I personally don't recommend any of you all heading out in these locations where these supposed feral humans are. I might be a little bit overweight right now. I hope you all have a fantastic new year, and I look forward to sharing some amazing stories with you. Now, I've also got my game camera stuff that I'm going to be uploading into the member section very soon. I have the second part of the Appalachian feral people, where I responded to the sighting where near the Dennis Martin case happened. And then I have this case that is going to be pretty intense, that I'm going to be checking out. So can't wait to share all this stuff with y'all. Until next time.